like, comment, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching.
Author the book or the pages. Niggas wanna be street because street niggas is famous. $1,000,000 scholar but trying hard to be dangerous. $1,000,000 talent but wasted it gang banging. It's tragic when they die. People wonder.
No, my brother.
Man,
Peace,
just...
reflection. You always was good at dying. I tell you that.
Yeah.
Oh man, we got so much to talk about.
How you been?
You know how I've been. The same journey, the same path, the same knowledge, the same thing. I haven't broken it. I haven't left it. Still on the same. And somebody sent me your live, and I was like, "Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Rambo's live. Let's talk. Let's talk." So Serenity's coming back, but she never left. She never left.
Do you guys remember when Eligio Bishop, a.k.a. Nature Boy, a.k.a. Chief Papa John Hot Pocket, a.k.a. Chief Administrative Segregation, was trying to get Stephanie, a.k.a. Serenity, a.k.a. Grace, to come back to Carbonation, to leave Rambo and her son to be with him? Do y'all remember that time? That was wild. I'm happy that she decided to stay with Rambo and her son.
So Serenity's coming back, but she never left. She never left. But I want to talk about you. I want to talk about you and eating meat and
Yeah.
getting off the path and why you went there, man. Why you didn't just keep the knowledge? Why didn't you continue to proclaim the kingdom? What flaws that you see in the knowledge? I want to talk about them.
Well, I just feel like, to me, the most important thing is the inner work. I feel like there's so much separation and so much debate about everything else, but unless you're doing the inner work and changing yourself, all of that is irrelevant to me. And I'm okay with having differences in opinion with people, even within the community that I'm a part of. Like, I don't feel like we have to agree on everything. But if you, to me, if you're not doing the work, of course, that's the most important thing, on the inner work on yourself. That's just how I feel about it. I don't see anything wrong. I just feel like with the whole veganism, like I'm not bound by that. Like I don't feel like I have to do that. Like, I just feel like it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just veganism.
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but why does it matter if Rambo started eating meat and isn't following the teachings, the path? You know what path he's talking about? He's talking about being in the cult. Why is Rambo not proclaiming his greatness on the internet? This is when Rambo actually, I believe in his own way, took a little stand and let it be known like he's his own person, he's his own man, and he's going to do what he want to do.
I just feel like it's bigger than that. It's bigger than just veganism.
What makes you feel like it's bigger than veganism?
Well, I study like the indigenous cultures and stuff, and like nobody is vegan. It doesn't resonate with me. Like, I feel like we can only do that because we got modern day civilization, and we have we're allowed to do. We have like the luxury to do that because we live in a world that allows that, but there's repercussions to it. Like, I feel like if we were in our natural environment, living really like in our natural environment, like, it wouldn't be about plants versus animals. We'd just be so in tune with everything, and we would take from the environment whatever we saw fit at that time, you know.
So let me ask you this. Is there enough meat on this planet for everyone?
I mean, it depends how you're eating the meat. Like, I don't promote like you eat meat every single day, but I believe that if you space it out enough, like it doesn't have the same detriments. Like people, when they think about a meat eater, they think about somebody who's eating meat 24/7 every single meal. Not only that, but it's processed McDonald's type of meat. Like I'm not.
All right, y'all. A word from Rambo, aka Wild Quetzal.
What up, y'all? I'm excited to share an offering that I've been putting a lot of intention and energy into. It's called Wild Brotherhood, and it's a community for conscious, intentional, sovereign-seeking men who are wanting to come together, build themselves up, develop themselves, and level up in all domains of existence. So there's 2 parts to the Wild Brotherhood. I'll explain it very simply. The first part is a monthly membership that includes weekly video calls, a group chat, access to a network of men who have different skill sets. We will intertwine that with one another, as well as priority access to the in-person events, which is part 2, the gathering.
Y'all be sure to check out Rambo at wildbrotherhood.com. Any men out there who are interested in building with like-minded men, check them out.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like the Hawaiians here. Like they fish their fish from the ocean, just the way they've been doing it for thousands of years. Like, but the ones who choose to eat the Spam and the McDonald's and all that shit, that's the ones that have issues. But like every indigenous culture has thrived eating animal products, but they had a different perspective and awareness of the world than we do today. That's what really changed my perspective on food.
Okay, let me ask you this. If you have an option, which you said we have the convenience of today, if you have the option not to harm an animal and still live on this planet without harming another animal, why wouldn't you take that option?
Well, I don't believe that that's true. I just because you're vegan doesn't mean you're not harming animals. I believe that, and I know that when we allow somebody else to grow our food, we get disconnected from that process. We don't know what it's like. So there is things dying for the vegan foods because they got to tear down the ecosystem, like the Amazon rainforest. It's not just for cattle farming, it's for all types of farming, corn, soy, all of that shit. What I'm saying is, unless we connect back and do that shit ourselves, we're never gonna really know the repercussions.
Come on. You know
we're gonna make somebody else do the dirty work.
You know what I'm talking about.
Nah, we're just making somebody else do the dirty work. Like,
it's not about somebody else, Rambo. Rambo, it's not about somebody else. Everything is you. This is your world. You forget that. You always forget that this is a holographic universe and that you are perceiving life through these 5 senses. That everything is you and you have a choice. So the other people that you're saying that's doing it for you is basically you. You have a choice what you were consumed. Point blank period. You're talking to yourself right now.
yeah.
So let's always keep in mind that life is holographic. So I'm saying this to you. This is what I'm saying to you. If you don't have to kill an animal, take it out of its environment and kill it, whether you go fishing, if you can eat in a way that you don't have to harm an animal or a living entity as far as the animal. We know that plants are living, that's fine. But if you don't have to live that way to harm anything, when you eat rice and beans and potatoes and things of these such things like this, like the B6 diet, right? Well, the reason why I did the B6 diet is because
I ain't even finna hold y'all, but I know deep down, Rambo, aka Wild Quetzal, is like, why doesn't he shut the you know what up? Look at his face, y'all. He's like, okay, are you done?
it's like the B6 diet, right? Well, the reason why I did the B6 diet is because even if we were living in our natural environment, we can grow potatoes, rice, beans, and the things that we eat within the B6 diet, herbs, all of those things, you can still sustain your life without harming anything else truly.
I mean, I don't believe that. I feel like if you're shopping at a grocery store, like you really not gonna know what it took to get that food to your plate. And so
Wait, hold on. You saying that? Wait, hold on. You saying that we live in the tropics, bro? We know people grow rice in the mountains. We know people grow certain foods. We seen this with our own eyes living in the tropics, bro. We seen the farming. We live by the farm. These are humans that farming, bro. It's not rocket science to grow rice, bro. It's not rocket science. It's not rocket
but
science.
what you haven't seen is the pesticides that they use. you don't really that's what I'm saying. Unless you really do it for yourself, you're not gonna know what is really
Right.
behind that. You could try to.
What I'm saying to you is that whatever the case is, as far as that is, you're talking about eating meat versus farming as far as potatoes and rice, bro.
I don't see the world that way anymore. I see everything as valuable. Everything is
Y'all heard Rambo, aka Wildcatzo. He doesn't see the world like that anymore, Eligio, aka Nature Boy, aka Chief Hopper John Hot Pocket, aka Chief Administrative Segregation. I feel that once Rambo left the cult, I think he decided that he was never going to go back. Even when Serenity, aka Grace, aka Stephanie, was toying with the idea of leaving him and his son, he did not care. He was like, I'm not going back. Rambo was very upfront about that.
anymore. I see everything as valuable. Everything is energy. Everything has its place. I don't feel like a sentimental, ethical attachment to eating meat, because nothing in nature does that. The lion don't feel no type of way. Like, I'm out here trying to survive. Like, if you really, like, show me a civilization that's been vegan that survived on its own without using other people, without using the only reason veganism exists is because civilization exists. Civilization exists because slavery existed. And slavery, I mean, if you want to go down that route, but that's the trajectory that things take. You need a bunch of manpower to build cities, and cities allow the transportation of goods, of produce. Most of the people eating food, like,
Bro, that's
even
not
the food.
correct. Bro, that's not correct, bro.
No, that is correct.
That's not correct. Listen, number one, we don't even have to eat. In our most highest form, we don't even really have to eat. That's why we eat once a day. So when you talk about the African mind, the original indigenous people, we like the gods, they don't even really need to eat. That's a fact. So with that being stated, it's like
I've been down that
it's
route.
like,
I know that better than anybody.
all right, so you should know that veganism is not a form of civilization. Veganism is a form of oneself spiritual growth. It's veganism for us is for spiritual reasons, not because we're surviving. We're not surviving, we're thriving. It's a difference. We choose consciously not to. Now, like I told you, if I had to eat meat to survive on some shit, then it'd be different. But even then, we can go 40 days without eating. We can go days and days without eating, and you know that.
Yeah.
So as far as eating meat, I get it. I get it when you talk about the indigenous tribes, because and what we had access to in indigenous times also is another thing. And people, we have evolved. Humans have evolved in good ways and bad ways all together. We have evolved into good and bad. So when you talk about indigenous tribes being vegan, you have to understand that they weren't as advanced mentally as we are. We are in the age of information, the age of, consciousness. We're talking about indigenous tribes. These indigenous tribes wasn't around during the age of golden age. We're in a golden age. And in the golden age, we are more illuminated mentally to understand that to reach our full capacity, we cannot eat animal meat because it's no good for our soul. That's in our capacity of opening up our DNA and being able to tap into God, our godhood. You cannot eat low vibrational entities as an animal, or you cannot eat these things and be spiritual awoken. You know that you have to have a light body and be eating more light.
The reason that people
or from the
tap
earth.
into the reason people tap into higher states of consciousness, or they feel a more spiritual awakeness, it's just about like the density of food. And I experienced this when I was fast. Like the less food you have in you, to me, it's not about meat or plants. It's about
It is about
the
meat,
less
man.
food you
Meat
have in
is a
you.
dense
The
food.
less food you have in you, the more you focus in on yourself, because you don't got no.
Interested in a great read? Check out Greatness is a Habit authored by Aaron Dixon, also known as True. Many of you know him as True. He has authored this amazing read. The book is available on Apple Books. Get your copy today and stay motivated to win.
Food you
Meat
have in
is a
you,
dense
the
food.
less food you have in you, the more you focus in on yourself, because you don't got nothing else to do. Most people use food as a distraction. So if you take that away from most people, it'll force them to like look within or really look at themselves and reflect back on who they are. But it's just about density to me. Like, I don't know, I just see everything as sacred. It don't matter if you pluck a fruit or a plant from the ground or rice or an animal. Like, it's a circle of life, and it's everything is sacred. We came here for this experience, and life needs life to exist. Like death
And
allows
then,
life to exist.
right, right. What I'm saying to you is that if we were living in those times and space where we had to kill an animal with our hands and do it like that, as far as humanity, even if somebody does it for you, right, like today. But we're not living in that time and space. And so your body is not, or your DNA is not fit for the time and space that you're talking about. You're talking about an indigenous time where we had to eat fish or meat or something like that. What I'm telling you, as long as you have the option to eat from the earth rather than eat an animal, you should go for that, especially in the age of information when you need to have a light body, where you need to be connected to what you eat, need to be connected more to light as far as photosynthesis, as far as being connected closer to the earth. You should not want anything inhibiting or inhibiting your path towards a more light body. You should be filling yourself with more light,
Yeah,
more than
I get what you're
anything.
saying.
In this age and time, as far as the time and place that we're in, this is not the time to be eating meat. It's just not. I'm sorry. It's not the time for it. And that's all I'm saying to you. This is the time to be getting in tune with the universe so that you can be receiving a more light body, a more light mind, filling yourself with light, more fruit, more veggies. This is the time and place we're in. We have options. But when you talk about like the indigenous tribes that you talk about, they were living in different ages. This is a different age we're in, and we're given an option. You know what I'm saying? And if you have the option, you should always eat stuff that fills you with more light so that you can get closer to source.
Have you entered the raffle? We are currently hosting a donation raffle. To enter the raffle, Cash App is $4. Tickets are and $4 per ticket. Feel free to purchase more than one ticket. The Cash App is listed here on the screen. What will you win? You have a chance to win official channel merchandise. Enter to win a customized t-shirt. The drawing will be held on February 19th live on YouTube. If you enter the raffle, please note, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that you're notified. Good luck.
Than anything. When you eat an animal, you're eating what the animal ate. And it's in the way. And if you're given the option, why not eat what the animal eats? The animal's eating more of a clean, light diet as far as consciousness or being connected to what the one, the source, the all, than you are. So why eat the animal to get it? We had to eat the animal to get it. But if in this time you have the option to eat directly from the earth, why not do it?
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, like, if the problem is Babylon, and Babylon allows us to have these luxuries, why not go to the place and the time where we don't need Babylon? That means we don't need veganism. We don't need Babylon. We go trace all the way back where we completely self-sufficient off the land. Isn't that the goal? If we're trying to go against Babylon, shouldn't we be getting closer?
No. That's not the goal. No. We supposed to be utilizing Babylon against itself as it's utilizing nature against itself. We have to reverse the effect. It's not about being extreme, Rambo. We're not off grid. We're mid grid. So this is where we can be of service. There's going to be a time where Babylon no longer exists, and we're going to have to do that. But right now, we're utilizing Babylon against itself as Babylon is utilizing nature against itself. So you have to do a reverse effect to be of service to wake the elite up. To wake the elite up, we're utilizing Babylon against itself. That's what we do. We take back what is ours, through our rights from Babylon. You're utilizing it. We must feed off of it as it's feeding off of us. That's just the goal. That's how we win the game, and this is how you sustain yourself until Babylon falls, and then the universe provides us with the resources to do the thing that you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? That time will come. In time, that time will come. What'd you say?
No, I was just saying, yeah, I get what you're saying. I guess for me, like, I just, like you said, like, you can't just switch somebody, like a species diet. Like, if this is something we've been doing for thousands of years, you can't just switch it up and expect not to be detriments. Like, if you study, there's some dude named Weston A. Price. He basically went and studied indigenous cultures, and he saw that when they switched to a modern diet, their jaw lines changed. Like, their teeth, the reason we get our wisdom teeth taken out is because our jaws ain't fully formed. And he saw that there was a direct correlation with eating animal foods and healthy animal foods from the earth, and that helped them develop their bone structure. So what I'm saying is there's repercussions to drastically changing a diet from one generation to the next if we've been getting certain nutrition from it from thousands of
Jesus. Author the book or the pages. Niggas wanna be street because street niggas is famous. $1 million scholar but trying hard to be dangerous. $1 million talent but wasted it gang banging. It's tragic. When they die, people wonder what happened. Had a promising future but ended up going backwards. Hard to keep focused when you surrounded by madness. Heartache could turn a good kid to a bad one. Tears by the window cause I was looking for daddy. Spent years on the front thinking maybe he could've passed it till mama said he wasn't coming. She'll bet her dollars to donuts. How other people gon' like me if my parents didn't want me? I was sorry. Felt like a burden they got for a bargain. Hated to be alive, tried to make myself a target. Mama was out at parties, we was in the crib starving. Flies follow me cause of all the shit I was starred, and I'm better now. This is when cash money was an army. Now I got more mature, but I still got different problems. No time to relax cause I'm